Good afternoon, everyone. How's everybody doing this afternoon? I'm doing just fine for now, but a few minutes ago, I can honestly say that I was very, very chilly. I just went downtown, believe it or not, on my scooter. But to my surprise and amazement, the only thing that got cold on me were these guys. And they're still a little pinkish. The tips are still a little pinkish. But that's the only thing got, cold. And I'm surprised because my nose usually get red. My nose and my cheeks, I usually get rosy cheeks and a red nose. But then I had this hat on, and my earlobes sometimes, if it get real cold, they would get red and stuff like that. But nope, none of that happened. Just my fingers, and I had on gloves. So on the way back, what I did, I had a second pair of gloves in my basket on my scooter. So they weren't able to go over the top of the other ones, but I was able to cover those tips until I got home. So everything worked out all right. It felt good being out of the house. As a matter of fact, when I took my trash out, that's when I decided I'm going to go down there and handle this business today. And so that's what I did. I had to go to the bank to do some business in there because I've been having a problem with being locked out of my account and a whole lot of other blah blah that doesn't make any sense at all, yeah. None whatsoever. But I got her done and I got my transportation straightened out for my medical. That is done. So that's two accomplishments that I made today. I'm so proud of myself. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Okay, okay. She deserved that, all right? Yes. So you know what? I'm on both again. I'm on both my computer and my phone over here. Actually, my phone is there, right there. But you know how things are backwards on the camera. It gets you all confused and all frustrated and stuff if you don't know what the heck you're doing. But I mean, especially when I was trying to crochet, I would get the needle would be everything would look backwards because there's a certain position that you have to place that camera so that it will look like your audience is so that they can see plainly what you're doing. Otherwise, it would be looking backwards to them. So this is the way this is, same old, same old scenario. And of course, I got Who Newville over here playing on my TV. Thank you, Wally World. It's so cute, though. I think it's kind of cute. Who knew Bill? Anyway, I finished my quilt. Let me show you. Let me show it to you. Hold on. I finished everything except the sewing in the strings and all that. And of course, I did not have. Let me get this chair out of the way. I did not have enough yarn. Well, I knew that from the giddy up. So therefore, this is one end where I had most of the colors on. Right here, these are most of the colors. But then as I turn it around, see, this is black, gray and white mostly. And where's the other end? And this end over here is just shorter. It's crazy, but to me, I think it turned out pretty good for the, not have enough yarn for what I wanted to do. Yeah, so I finished that, and I'll probably sew in the edges tonight, or and then put the border around it and everything, and it'll be complete. Yeah, and it's a lot wider than I had intended. I said I should have made it a little narrower, but I didn't compare it to my other, throws that I made like this here because I got one made. I got a lot of them made like that, but they're not quite as wide as this one. So how y'all doing this afternoon? After I got through carrying on about my afternoon, how was your afternoon? I told you how mine was. Did you go shopping today? It's a bit chilly, but not it's not Not like saying that, oh, it's so cold, I don't want to go nowhere, I don't want to do nothing. Yeah, especially if you're in a car, you're driving, you all right. Yeah, you're good. At all times, you're good. I thought about a certain, quite a few times I said, I should get me a car. But at this late day and age, no. Thank you. I don't want nobody's payments. I don't want to pay nobody's nope. I don't want, but if I had my license though, I wouldn't rent a car now every now and then. I really would. But my license are way expired, over 50 some, 60 some years ago, y'all. That's how long it's been since I've driven. But maybe not quite that long. I'll say over maybe 50, 55 years ago. Yeah. And I don't want to get out there with that headache. It's bad enough out there trying to drive a scooter on the sidewalk, let alone get out there in the street with these nuts. These people are nuts. I don't understand what the hurry is. They can't wait to zoom, just go. And sometimes they just go zoom and then they have to stop at the light anyway. So what's the point? You know? I tell you, they're maniacs out there on the road today. Nobody has patience for anything. And they get mad about everything, like people get mad in the stores, they're mad at the clerks, they're mad at the world, period. They're mad at you just for being there. I think I told you did I tell you about the time that I was riding I think this happened when my brother was here and I'm on a stop and shop. Yeah, I was on a stop and shop cart, the one that you could ride. I was on that scooter, stop and shop scooter, because I had my groceries and everything in there. And this guy, he was, in his vehicle, his SUV, whatever, was sort of an older model type, SUV. And I'm coming in the parking lot because my brother's already outside. He's parked, out there already, and he's out there already. And so I'm driving the stop and shop scooter to the car. And this guy he's getting ready to pull out. And he gets mad at me because, well, why don't you just go then? It won't go no faster. This little thing right here, it's not going even, it's just very, very slow. Now, my scooter that I got here, she says she's ready. But I mean, she don't go with no more than 5 miles an hour. But this scooter is stop and shop. Them little things don't go even that fast. And he was mad at me for that. He yelled at me. And he don't know me from Adam's house cat, okay? How you gonna yell at somebody and get mad at somebody? You don't know them. You don't even know what is going on in their life. You know nothing. You just mad at that person because they're in your way. Cause you're always right. The other person is always wrong. But I always said this. There's two sides to every story. Actually, there's three sides. Your side, their side, and the truth. Okay? But anyway, I ain't here to put no damper on y'all parade. I want y'all to be happy this afternoon. I got my red shirt on. Of course, I gotta take this down though. I was gonna have that over there on the couch, but there's so much junk in here. I said nah, and just gonna leave it right there for the moment. But I want you to have a great afternoon. I want you to enjoy your shopping. Get all your ducks lined up in a row, y'all. Screw that head on tight as you can get. But if you're anything like me this time of the year, my elevator don't go all the way up. I'll tell you right now, when I used to go shopping, oh man, I was stressed out. I don't know why. I would get, I don't know if I was hyped up or what the situation was when I used to go shopping at Christmas. Yeah, they get all excited, hyped up, and no man, the day is upon us, y'all. And you know what? It's only 12 more shopping days for Christmas. 12 more days, y'all. Think about it. 12 more days, and then you got Sunday. You got to take it easy on Sunday. But some people, they just keep right on shopping. They don't care what day it is. But I mean, if you got family, and sometimes you want to spend time with the family, so you're going to take one of those days, y'all eat pizza with the family, whatever, take the children out to the McDonald's or whatever the case may be. You spend a little time with the children. That within itself depends on how many children you got. Man, oh man, that is selfish. But I mean, if you got good kids, my kids were good until they got to be teenagers. And like I said, I was saying, who are these people? I don't know these people. Yeah, I had good kids. I have to admit. Well, a lot of other people didn't think they were good, but I did. I thought, hey, they was all right with me. I had no problem with them. Well, I was pretty laid back, but thank goodness I was pretty laid back at the time. Young. When you're young, you got a lot more patience than you do um, in different situations when you get older. Let's face it, reality. I guess that's why we have, I got another cracked nail over here. I don't know how that one got cracked. But I guess it depends on the situation that you're in, that you do have more patience when you're younger. You can go out and play with the kids. I play with my grandkids right now. Oh yeah, I play with them. I play with them great grand, not the grand. My grandkids are older, but I play with them little great grands. I sure do. I play games with them. Matter of fact, that would be my job when they used to come over my house. My granddaughters and they would be, preparing the food or whatever, because I already got my stuff is ready. They're the ones who ain't ready, and so I have the children. We have a good time together. We play games. Oh yeah, I enjoy the kids. You know what? Because sooner or later they gonna go home. Mhm. And what they gonna remember grandma? We had such a good time with grandma. That's it, y'all. You already know. Your day will come. You find out. And you be well. I wouldn't say you'll be lucky, but I would say a lot of times you don't see your child after they grow up, and they move away. You don't see them once a year. You see them maybe twice a year. But of course, they may call from time to time and stuff like that. And it's sometimes heartbreaking to a lot of parents when their children grow up and move away from them. Yeah. Well, I had one daughter that actually two daughters actually left the state where I live. One that passed away was in North Carolina, and then I had my other daughter. She went to Rhode Island for I think about a year or two or something like that. But then she came back home. But the one in North Carolina, she had been down there for quite a while. Yeah. Because even after she passed away, her kids, even though they're grown, they didn't want to come back. They didn't want to come back here. No. And so, I get to see them, once in a while, the grands that are down there. Yeah. But a lot of us go through that emptiness syndrome, so to speak. Like, remember that commercial that used to say, "Do you know where your children are?" Just enjoy your children when they're young. That's the only thing I can say. And enjoy them when they're young. Those are the best years of all, y'all. And I got a pot on the stove because I have not eaten anything since about 7 o'clock this morning. It's now, let's see, it's about 2:30. Yeah. And so I got a pot with some, you're not gonna believe what I got in my pot. Oh, that's LJ. Look at LJ. She got a, what is that? It's cute though. She got a very nice apartment. I love her decor. What was I getting ready to say? You're not gonna believe what I got in my pot for one thing. I got some. White potatoes, stewed white potatoes with onions and green beans. That's what I'm getting ready to have for dinner. I had a chicken breast out, but I didn't cook it. But I'm gonna cook it. I'm gonna cook it, and maybe by the time I get ready to have some dinner, it'll be ready. That's what I'm supposed to been having with the green beans and the potatoes, was the chicken breast. But the green beans and potatoes I had cooked yesterday. But that's the quickest thing I can think of right now is to eat the green beans, and potatoes. And I love vegetables. I really do. Yeah. So that's what I'm getting ready to have. And I hope that y'all have a good afternoon on this 12th day of Vlogmas. And I'll see you again on Vlogmas number 13. I missed yesterday, though. I really missed all of yesterday. But we're still here. We're right here. It's the 12th day of Vlogmas. 12 more days left. And let's let the games begin, y'all. And on that note, I go with love. And I'll see you again soon. Doo-doo-doo, how do I turn this thing off? Hey, wait a minute. I'm done. Wait a minute. I can't see a darn thing. Hold on. In.